Okay, so I have only two more topics here. I don't know how long they're going to be, but the next one is Mercedes.
Mhm.
Can Mercedes get it back together before the year ends? Will they be a little bit of like, I don't think they're going to be championship contenders, not even drivers, or I don't know if maybe constructors, I don't know. But I think they can definitely aim to beat Ferrari as constructors.
Yeah, I think so.
But can they get it together and win races on their own merit before the year ends?
I would say maybe. I mean, winning races probably feasible. Yeah, I think especially the third team eventually edges out a victory because things happen to the lead drivers. It happens all the time. So I think yeah, I think it's possible that Mercedes gets a victory at some point this year. I don't think they're gonna be able to go for first, like you said. They probably can catch up to Ferrari if Ferrari keep messing things up, which most likely they will. So maybe there is some chances. I mean, as a whole, I think that they've made a lot of progress, and I think next year is just looking a lot brighter for them. I don't think this year that much anymore, especially because I think they announced that they're just gonna focus mostly on next year. Um, so so yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
They're kind of far away from Ferrari. In the points, I think they're like 60 or something like that. No, or like 40 something points away.
They from Ferrari they are 44 points away.
44 points away, which is it's a little high.
Actually, I think it's not that high.
Not
I mean, it's a little
impossible.
high, but it's high overall. But I think Ferrari should be way higher than that. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still in contention, especially because Mercedes are so consistent and Ferraris are so inconsistent.
yeah,
But the Ferraris are faster, like evidently faster. They're probably the fastest car in the track many times. I think they're, for example, since Hungary is coming up, I think they're probably gonna get a 1-2 on that. I will be very surprised.
they should get a 1-2.
Easily. Yeah, that's the one track that I
Oh,
was like, that's when they have the chance to get the 1-2.
Speaking of Leclerc and Ferrari here, just a quick stat. Both Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc have gotten 16 pole positions in Formula One. Wait, I had it here. You know, out of those 16 pole positions that they have gotten, how many wins Charles Leclerc has and how many victories like Verstappen has?
I think Leclerc is like 5, maybe.
Yeah, Leclerc has 5 race victories.
Wow, look at that. That on
with 16 poles. Do you know what's for Max Verstappen?
Probably, I would guess around 13.
No,
11.
Max Verstappen has 27 race victories.
Oh! I thought you just meant from the pole ones.
No, from pole. I don't know, in just in all of the history in Formula One.
Okay, interesting. 27. That's a lot.
Like the guy is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean he's so. I mean that's kind of surprising because he's actually like really good at qualifying too. But yeah, I mean I can see that. 27. Yeah, he's very fast. He passes a lot of people. He's good. He's good at that.
And then the other stat that is probably, we'll see if it's still this year, but since 1992, pretty much how many years is that? 30 years. Every single season since 1992 has had a race victory by either Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton.
That's actually a pretty cool stat.
Yeah, for 30 years, those guys have won at least one race every single one of those years.
Nice. We'll see if that tradition continues. I suspect there's still chances for it. I don't think Hungary is gonna be it, perhaps, but but I think it's within the realm of possibility that they get a victory.
Yeah, actually, what I'm surprised about Mercedes is that I didn't think they were looking that strong in this weekend for France, and they actually managed to do just fine.
Yeah,
It's quite
actually,
surprising.
they well, it seems like Perez was struggling the entire weekend. Um, and then Mercedes, they were just like consistent. And
Like
then
they got a second and third place.
yeah, second and
Like
third is pretty good.
in,
Yeah,
in like the track that I don't think they were doing all that hot.
yeah.
So
uh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot to say there, but I mean, Russell took advantage of a good opportunity. I mean, before that, I mean, Russell was like whining about like an
oh
incident
yeah.
that like I was like, you're trying to get away with a robbery here. You're trying to steal that position from Checo because Checo really didn't do anything, but you squeezed in there, pushed him out, and there was like oh, he got an advantage, and it's kind of like no, you kind of like pushed him out, and he just like stayed where he was. He gave the position back to Sainz, and then he just stayed in the same position.
Yeah, I like that Toto is like George, just shut up and drive.
Yeah, just keep your head down, man. And then eventually he had another chance and he did pass him. I think he was losing hope that like he could pass, but then like he had an opportunity and then he kept the place. He managed to keep the place. I mean that's pretty good. I mean, and it solidified a good weekend for Mercedes, and that's the thing about consistency. I mean, we say in this show a lot that like consistency is really what wins you. It's not so much like incredible showings, although those are fun, but it's more like they consistently being there like every single weekend, top five, like Russell or like Hamilton now is starting to get back into the groove. Which, by the way, Hamilton's starting to get back into the groove, huh? like,
Hamilton is getting there. Like, I know, I mean, I think the best driver in the grid is Verstappen, but Hamilton is definitely a close second. The guy just like you have to, in order to win a championship, just you can't mess up any single weekend. And when you do mess up, it's like it's not even your fault.
yeah.
It's like something bad happened that you just couldn't control.
Mhm.
And Verstappen, that's Verstappen every single weekend.
Yeah.
And that also seems to be Lewis Hamilton. Like the guys are just too good. So like, I mean, it was fascinating to see both of those guys last year, like when both had competitive cars go up like against one another. I don't like what happened, but
Yeah.
regardless of that, it's fantastic to see that like
Mhm.
the guys are like at the top of at the peak of their performance, and they can just every single weekend deliver, just no matter what, they just
Yeah.
deliver the result. Like that's like
Mhm.
what a champion needs to do. So it is very, I don't know, it's hard not to admire.
Mhm.
It's hard to hate
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Exactly. Especially, I mean, against he's going against Russell, who is a young guy, thirsty, really fast. Like very naturally fast as well. Has won everything that there's to win, and now is like one of the best teams, and he's really trying to prove himself. And then Hamilton, beginning of the season struggles a little bit, but now he's just come back and he's just like faster, and you always have these doubts because like, well, he's getting older. He's only getting older. Um,
Mhm.
so
And
yeah,
at the
very.
beginning, he wasn't even struggling on that match. I think in Bahrain, he beat Russell, and then after that, like in Saudi Arabia, the safety car messed him up. In Miami, the safety car messed him up. I think in Imola, he got stuck, unfortunately, behind Gasly.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
well, I think Imola is his worst performance. I
mhm.
cannot excuse him for that one. But aside from that, he's just been there every single time. Like in Silverstone, he's there putting pressure the whole time. Also in this race, he's just putting pressure the whole time. At some point, it felt like he was pressure, like he could pressure Verstappen, but the car is just not there
Mhm.
to like pressure him like throughout the whole race and actually fight for position.
Yeah.
But if like Verstappen's car explodes, like Lewis Hamilton wins the race. Like they're just there, like
Mhm.
very consistent every single time.
Yeah.
So I think Mercedes, I do want to see them win a race. And I know that after the summer break, they are going to implement the changes for the purposing. So I don't know if Mercedes are going to improve or the other teams are going to get worse or whatever.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I think they're delaying them past Belgium and they're going to go one more race after that before the changes. But maybe that could bring Mercedes back a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, there's still plenty of season left. I mean, we're like a little bit over halfway, but I mean, the first half has been pretty action packed and a lot of like different like things that could happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on the second one.
Yeah,